Hello everyone, it is I, Reverso, bringing you another Knights and Dragons video, and this video I was actually planning to upload this yesterday, but because I had a job interview today and I really needed to prepare for this, it was actually pretty hard for me to kind of keep my focus on Knights and Dragons, so I kind of set the priority towards my real life over Knights and Dragons, and unfortunately I didn't get the job, so I'm a little bit bummed out about that. So yeah, it's a little bit sad because I literally spent the last five days on that job interview, and then when you don't get it, it's always a sad moment. But we're going to dry our tears off because we're going to be talking about some amazing stuff happening in Knights and Dragons in the future. And before we get into today's video, I wanted to tell you guys that this video is going to contain some spoilers for the upcoming epic bosses and the epic guild war epics in Knights and Dragons. So for those of you who do not wish to be spoiled, make sure you turn off this video right now, so that way you won't be spoiled and hate me for ruining your experience, because you don't want that to happen and I don't want that to happen. So, you know, do yourself a favor by turning off this video right now if you do not wish to see any spoilers for this game. That being said, before we get into the main topic of this video, I basically wanted to show you guys the update on the arena, because currently I'm ranked 1056, and if it wasn't for that job interview today, I would still be under 900, because I was under 900. I've been doing really well. I didn't spend any gems. The funny part is I didn't get any 6 times win streak while I'm lying there. I got it 3 times. But the way I managed to get up to where I am right now, which is rank 1000 approximately, is I've been no-lifing this arena like crazy. I've been like setting my alarm clock every 2 hours in the middle of the night, so that way I could wake up, throw in my 5 battles, and then go back to sleep again. So if you guys are actually surprised, I have like 42,000 points. I'm hoping to get the 55,000 mark. I think I actually will be capable of doing that if I'm really trying hard. I'm not entirely sure if I actually make it, but if I get this tier done, we're gonna get 5 energy. That's gonna help us tremendously. So I'm not sure about that quite yet, but we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the actual spoilers that might be happening soon in Knights and Dragons. So there is in no way any confirmation that any of the stuff that I'm about to show you guys is actually going to be released, but because all of these are already in the database of Knights and Dragons, I think it's safe to assume that these are going to be the bosses and armors that will be coming out pretty soon. Sounds pretty cool, right? So what I'm basically going to show you guys are a couple of images taken from the database, and basically these armors and icons are icons for bosses at the same time. Actually the first one has already been released, so I'm not going to spend too much time about that, but I'm just going to show you guys them one at a time. Also, I need to credit Slasher NL from the Wikia for these pictures because they're not mine, and this video wouldn't be possible without this guy, so give the guy some props there. But let's get into it. The first I'm going to show you guys the epic bosses, and then we'll proceed on with the actual epics that will be coming out soon. Okay, the first boss is already released. It's actually the actual boss that is released, the Void Sentinel. The images were in the database prior to the release. So for this episode I'm not going to go too much in depth with this boss. We'll do that in the news flash, so stay tuned for that. It's going to come out tomorrow around the same time, so make sure you look forward to that. The second boss is probably like some sort of a snake, but I also think it's like a reptile at the same time. Judging from the colors, I think this boss is going to be a earth along with water. To be honest, I'm not really all that pumped about this boss, to be honest, because it just doesn't really appeal to me. I don't like the color combination, and I'm just not really a fan of reptile snakes in general. But I'm really curious to see how the rest of this epic boss armor is going to look. I hope it's something like a Robin Hood kind of theme or something. I think that would be pretty neat because, well, I just really like the thing, like the ranger kind of style, like the bows and everything. Just like those kinds of armors in general, like hiding yourself like some sort of mysterious ninja. I don't know if you know Assassin's Creed, but I just love the way that armor looks. I hope something like that actually does come out at some point in the future. As for the Nemesis, I just don't really like the way it looks, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Now the third boss is the boss I am really excited about. It's really awesome in my opinion. There's a little like thought process behind the boss, because it's basically a wasp, right? And a wasp is black and white, which is very straightforward. But the funny thing about this boss is that it's actually a firefly, and that's because the elements are fire and air. So I think the name Firefly would be most appropriate by far. I think the boss already looks cool, but I think the legendary looks amazing. I love the way it looks, and I'm definitely gonna be going for the epic boss plus version when it comes out. Fire and wind combination, in my opinion, is very powerful if you ask me. And to be honest, I do not know about the Nemesis. I'm not entirely sure if I like it or not. I just do not have enough information about it yet so that I can make my judgment. But based on what I can see already, like the headgear, I can think it's like some sort of a beehive keeper, if that actually was a word, like the guy who's like getting into the beehives and holding the bees or something like that. I don't even know, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So these are pretty much the epic bosses. First we have the spirit magician, epic type of tentacle porn monster that has already been released. The second one is the reptile snake, and the third one is the firefly, which is pretty cool stuff. Now next up are the Guild War epics, or should I at least say I think they're Guild War epics or not. Now there's actually one epic that has already been revealed, and in case you didn't know, there's a community event going on right now through Facebook. It's like a little post on the forum as well, but you have to access through Facebook on the official Knights and Dragons fan page, so that way you can enter the competition. I can tell you guys there's a lot of people competing in there, because you basically have a chance to win a free epic armor, which is pretty cool. As for me, I decided to not enter at all because, you know, I think it wouldn't really be fair, because if I would actually manage to go to the second round, I could just ask you guys to vote for me, and to be honest, I wouldn't really find that fair. I'm also not really a fan of getting an epic very easily, if I'm entirely honest, and you know, in general, I just really don't like the way it looks, because it doesn't appeal to me at all. I don't like the color combination at all. About the armor, judging from the looks right now, I think it is a spirit along with a water type, just because of the bluish in the design. It's pretty obvious that it's going to be a spirit type of armor, but I would really love this design if it was like a water with a air combination, or fire with water. I think that would look pretty epic at the same time. So you know, if you guys are competing for this epic, you know, have a lot of fun. I hope you guys are gonna win. Don't ask me if I'm gonna join in. The answer will stay no. But with that being said, let's move on to the second epic. And I actually do think that this is going to be the next Guild War epic. I'm pretty certain about that. It is a fire monotype, and I must say, this epic looks amazing. I just love the way it looks. Like in any RPG, I always like the dwarf kind of character having a huge ass hammer or something to just smash everything around. I think that's pretty awesome, like on World of Warcraft or any other type of game. I just love huge hammers. To be honest, I also like the shield a lot, because it isn't huge like the other ones that recently have been coming out. So instead they have a huge helmet, like a headgear, which looks pretty similar to the runic robes. I mean, at least in terms of size. And to be honest, I'm pretty curious what the stats is going to be for this epic, because I think because it's a fire monotype, it will be a record-breaking amount of stats again. It's going to be way harder than usual, so we'll probably have to find out about this in a couple of weeks. But I'm very excited for this. I'm very curious to see what the name is gonna be of this epic as well, but I really hope they're not gonna mess it up. But to be honest, I also wanted to point out that the first epic that I was gonna show you guys, there might be a chance that this will drop in the chest, because I think the community reward, I kind of have the feeling that this might be a chest epic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I'm seeing it is the last two wars were epic guild wars, so there's a pretty big chance that the next epic is going to be a fusion boost war. After that, we usually have an epic war, and then after that we have a fusion boost war again. So what I'm thinking, and that's actually just my thoughting process, the stuff that has been released in the database is stuff from the last 3 weeks. I say like it's 3 weeks full of events that will be coming out on Knights and Dragons. Now with that being said, I think if we follow the pattern, I think we're gonna get one epic, which is the fire monotype, which is a good thing. And the second one doesn't really look like an epic that you can win through a guild war. And that's just my opinion. I think you will be able to find this epic in a chest. So feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section below, because I'm actually very curious to see what you guys have to say about this. Oh yeah, before I forget, I also wanted to tell you guys that on the first epic, the name has already been revealed for this epic during the community event, and it's going to be called the Arcane Mantle. And do I like the name? Yeah, I like the name a lot, but do I like the name fitting for this armor? Nope, probably not. I think it would have been better for the fire monotype armor, but to be honest, we cannot really change that. But with all that being said, and all of the information that I know of being leaked, and me bringing it to you in this video in Knights and Dragons, I have only one question for you guys. What do you guys think about everything discussed in this episode? I want to know what you guys' favorite armor is, and I want to know what you guys think about the upcoming epic bosses. Make a comment in the comment section below. I'm very curious to see what your opinions are. I'm very sorry if I spoiled your experience, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. No, that sounds pretty lame. But yeah, even though with all that being said, I want to thank you guys still so much for watching. I'm going to round off this episode here, and if you guys like this video, make sure to boom, give it a thumbs up. This was I, Reverso, for Knights and Dragons. I'll be signing off, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.